All right, hello everyone. Let's start. It's the 29th of April. Now, I've already posted the swing hours and the swing days for the week on Sunday evening. So by New York early afternoon, you would have gotten it, or mid afternoon, let's say, you would have gotten it. So these, if you mark the hours, you would have been in the game. All right. So let's say you're not in the game or you haven't entered a trade. It doesn't matter. This is gold, so the swing days are obvious to us. Now, if you take a look at the monthly, you see we still have some room to push up. On the weekly, we've got room to come down. So that 61 level, 61 level is a price of 2,257. Last week that was 2,250. So we're going to move that up to 2,257 this week. All right, so that's that. I'm going to get rid of this now because that was done last week. On Friday I didn't put a video out because I was away. As you know, I don't work on Fridays, so didn't have the time to do a video. But let's see. Now I've posted the hours and I put the hours here on gold, as you can see. This is where we're in the middle of everything. That's the high and that's the low. So let's take a look at this. Is the previous day low. We've gone in and come back out, so this could be an opportunity to go back up if we stay back in there. And the low of the week is all the way down here, so two things can happen. We've either cleaned out the stops, come down here and keep pushing upwards. We could keep pushing up and go higher than the previous day high, which is, I think, previous day high, which is that Friday high. We can push up there. The reason we can do that is because you can see the market made a higher high, pulled back. Okay. However, though, in the bigger time frame, what we have is a different story. Now look, here we've got two triangles happening. Okay, so one is this red and blue one. And if I draw this here as well, this is also a triangle. Okay, so if I extend this up a little bit, let's just make this slightly thicker. Alright, so this zone is still a triangle zone, which means that the market can break outwards, and if it does, it means we've got one more wave to kind of go up, right, before we look for an ABC retracement. Okay, if that happens, if it breaks out. If it doesn't break out, then we might be looking for an ABC downwards drop back into 2,257 is around here, as you can see. All right, so somewhere into that zone. The support is going to be on the daily, that 49. I'm just going to get rid of this because we already put it there on the 15-minute chart. 49 is your support, 2,316, which is right there. Okay, so this is your support zone on the daily. Resistance on the daily is going to be your LCL and HCL, which is 2,347 and 59. So 2,347 59. They're both legit. Okay, if we get up into the 59 and come quickly back in here, like here, all right, like dip down and get back in, it'll be an opportunity for us to sell it off. Okay, if on the other hand the market comes back down here, does not go lower, we stick around here, okay, or come to 2,316 but push back up, I'm okay to buy. Okay, but if we start breaking this, no. This is a resistance zone here. These levels are okay to sell at Astro hours, simply because we've got room to push down into there and we're breaking through. Okay, so a bit of a pullback, selling a little bit more, going down, it's not a bad idea. Down here you got targets all the way into 40, which is here 2,275. You see you got 2,000 2,385, 2,275. Okay, so what have we got? 2,000. These are the levels. We've got to mark them in. There are a few of them, I know, but that's just how it is because this has got room to push down. Okay, 2,200 and that's 2,300. We've got 75. So we've got room to push down here. Okay, and the market can do that. So this is why we're okay to sell it as well. If we break below this, so this 49 level is going to be important for us. If it breaks below it, you know we've got room to come down. That should bring us into that 40 level, which is nice, 2,275, and it's right on this line I drew before. Okay, so this line is also okay. So if we dip down into here, this will be okay to go long again, and then we can sell off again, and so on and so on. All right, so we're just working between lines, as you can see. And that's that. So this is a bit of a sandwich zone, okay? And the sandwich zone needs to, you need to be careful here. Now, selling these levels is okay at Astro hours. So if we're like up here in this zone, I'm okay to sell. There's a gap here, and that is until 2,372, which is a bit out there. Okay, but if it gets there, this is also good to sell at an Astro hour. Right, so we don't really know to which level it's going to go, but if we match price and time, for example, let's say we're here, price and time, like selling off. Okay, if you want to cherry pick, all right, 3 o'clock is good, 6:30 to 6:45 is good. That should take you to a target at 10:50. And that's it. All right, if you want to cherry pick, those are it, and so on. All right, so be careful. And that's for all of them. Okay, so euro dollar daily, this is nice. Now last week, remember I said this was target zone, we could sell from here. If you sold on Friday, you should have been just fine, because that was the zone, that was the Astro hour, and it fell through. So that's all good. Now we've got creepy crawlies market going up a little bit. Okay, so what to do with that? This is again an opportunity where we can probably sell off, but let's check out the weekly. Now on the weekly, where can we sell off? This 49 level, 1.0795. If we go to 1.0795, that's a sell zone. All right, is this a sell zone? This is also a sell zone, as you can see. If you've taken technical analysis from me, you know where this is coming in. That zone is your kill zone. All right, do I have an Astro hour here? Let's take a look. The time right now is 8:22 a.m. my time. 7:30 we had that level. Okay, and yes, logical, the market is up here. Okay, now if you want to really do something, you can wait till 3. Okay, the reason I say so is this, not that there isn't anything until 3. Astrologically there is. Okay, but you want to be careful, and that's 10:20. I didn't mark that in. Okay, I didn't mark that in because sometimes if you don't know astrology, you can get confused with a bunch of hours. So I'm trying to cherry pick. Okay, so from 10:15 to 10:45. Okay, it's also not a bad spot. This is also not a bad spot. This is where the market sold off. Retesting this zone to sell back again is okay. I'm just going to get rid of this, and that's fine. But if we go back up here and dive back in, if we go in there, dive back in, these are levels we want to be selling off at, and it's logical for the market to be selling here. Okay, because this is like the impulse wave, and then we've got an A, B, C retracement, so we'll kind of like push it down and bring it down here. As you can see, after the impulse wave, we're having a retracement, and that's it. On the weekly, I showed you that level, so you've got to keep an eye out for that. On the monthly, we're possibly going to go further down, and that's what I'm expecting in any case. Let's take a look at SP 500. It's a new day. Now Friday was a swing day the week before. That's Monday, that was a swing day, and that took us all the way into Friday. Now if you take a look at SP 500 today, we don't have a swing day today, so you've got to be careful with this one and wait for the swing days. Don't just jump in at any time. If you're trading SP 500, follow it nice and easy, because we want to sell it off somewhere if we go back up, and that looks like this zone, because that's the place where the market sold off. Now it doesn't have to get here because there aren't any gaps and it's filled everything in here, so we're going to have to be careful. But let's check the weekly. That's the weekly. Could this be a runner on the weekly? It certainly could, and we have to make sure we're on top of our game if we're trading the SP 500. Now I'm expecting further lows. All right, so a week, 3 weeks down, 1 week up. Maybe we'll have a small week here and then dip down again. Okay, but in any case, I am expecting further pullback before we continue to go up. I think the trend will carry on going up. On the monthly as well, might have a bit of a dip down into here, which is our 55 zone. We talked about that before, so around 4,700. So what to do with this? Now, if I just refresh this. Okay, so this is where the market is, as you can see, Asia high here. On Friday, not a lot happened. So if we go up a little bit more into Tuesday, Wednesday, we can look for swings from the high into Friday. Okay, so let this go today. Don't rush into it. Okay, wait for tomorrow, because this is the opening range. And once once Monday's over, we'll see what's going on. And swing day being Tuesday or a Wednesday is actually good for us, because that'll give us a nice setup where we can look for a reversal, because the market pumped up, and then what we can do is just check a reversal to see if it's just going to push down afterwards, and then we can follow this flow downwards. So don't rush it. Let's take a look at Dow Jones. Now indices, as you know, go together with Dow Jones as well. Today is not a swing day. Okay, so what can we do if we get back into here? Okay, we can, I think, go short again. The place you need to look at for today is 53. That's nice and clean. That's 38,533. So 38,533 is just around there. Okay, so this is not a bad spot, as you can see. So if we go up a little bit and then push down, let me just refresh this chart, and then there you go. All right, so if we go up, we can kind of like push it down into that zone. Okay, now what else? Yeah, so that's the impulse wave, A, B, C, a little bit push up, take out the stops, dive into here, and then kind of like sell off is logical. All right, so this zone is logical to sell off, and I think we're all pretty much done here. Okay, maybe one last push, if it does push up into that zone, is also okay. So selling around here, Astral, is not a bad idea. Good thing we've got a price on the daily. Do I have a price on the weekly? This is going to be a bit too far out. It's your HCL1, 39,710. 39,710 is going to be a bit too far out on the weekly. Okay, so what we might see is the market pushing up, okay, and then a bang down like this. Okay, so that could come in on a Tuesday or a Wednesday and then push down. So today, what to do? Just leave it alone. You can leave it alone and see how things pan out. Okay, if you really do want to trade, then wait for a pullback at least into the closing of Friday, because this is where you got the gap. So if you come back into the closing, the daily, weekly zone, going up is okay. If it doesn't come down first but keeps pushing up, that's your sell level there. Okay, so if the market breaks out, touches that, pulls back in, then it's a good opportunity to push down. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. The swing day for NASDAQ is just like the others. Alright, so there we go. So all of that stuff we've done. Let's get rid of these. Pretty much done. NASDAQ worked out pretty good, I think. It's been working out really good for us, hitting targets, as you can see. It's all good. Now on the daily, we have a bit of a breakout here. This breakout we have to treat gently, delicately. HCL1 is 18123. 18123 is 18123 is there. So can we still go up there? Look, the market can do anything. If it does, let's see what I've got at 6164. 6164, 18224. 18224 is about there. Okay, so that is a bit too high, but we'll see how things pan out. What can we do with NASDAQ? I'd say it's filled in a nice gap there, as you can see, and that was last Friday, the Friday before, and then we've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday going into the swing day. Beautiful. Will we push further down? There's an option, possibility to do so. The market is still going up though, which is fine, but a nice ABC would be great if we, let's draw them out. Let's draw them out because we want to dip down somewhere nice and low, which could be around here or here, and we'd be looking to go long. All right, so we can draw these in this formation. Let me check out the weekly as well. Yeah, in the weekly, as you can see, this is the zone there. If we come back into here, and that's the trend line there, so if we dip down here into this zone again, buying from this zone is not a bad idea at all. Okay, on the weekly, I think it's doable. If I tighten this up a little bit, you can see this is the breakout happening. Okay, where have I got them? And if we dip down into this zone, this is for sure a buy zone. Alright, so we'll see how things pan out in that formation. I'd like to see it lower, okay, but the trend is going up. So where to buy? If it comes back down into the PST, we can buy, okay. That zone we can sell. So that's a sell, that's a buy. In the middle of nowhere on the weekly, but on the daily, as you can see, impulse wave, retracement up from here, selling again down. Not a bad idea. All right, so we'll have to check it out. Also on this, if you're trading NASDAQ, just want to see where that goodbye kiss is. If I get rid of this, let's see there. All right, so going slightly up, this is the zone, and then selling off, I think, is okay to do so. All right, and if if it sells off, we should come lower. We should break that and should come lower. We'll see how things pan out as we fall. All right, if it does so, okay, but it should sell from here at least a little bit, and then the market should go down a little bit more, and then we can think about buying. So mark that in. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Now with Bitcoins, well, obviously the trend is up, but what we're looking for is a bit of a retracement, as you know. Now this is a sideways market, just like last week, I did say you could sell from this zone. This was a swing day, remember, Wednesday, and then we had a fall down. We're still having a fall down. Now once we break below this and close below it, it should come further down, okay, and then kind of like bring us into this 48.50 zone. Support of the week, okay, support of the week is 60, which is 60,862. So 60,000, let's get rid of these, and 60,862. Okay, so that's the zone there. And that's the daily there, 60,800. So this zone is still support. So this is the place where the market can buy a little bit. If you want to buy here, it's not a problem, okay? Just be a little careful. Okay, just be a little careful. If you see such a reaction like this, it's good. Okay, because if you see this is nice. It's getting right back in there. So if we come down here and then there's a quick push up, then we'll probably go up. And you can probably follow it up, at least up into the pivot, the weekly, or even higher. Okay, but remember, this is just, you know, still pushing down. There's a bit of selling pressure, but you got to be careful in this zone. And this is your buy zone. If you want to get into it, then this is going to be your buy zone. All right. There's a gap here as well. Market should come down. That's what I'm thinking anyway. But the trend is still up. So when it does, we want to go long. So especially look out for that 48,50,000 zone, which I marked in before on the weekly. Okay. So if we dip down into here, that would be awesome. Then you can find a place to get in around here. This zone is good to get in and to go up. If it breaks down, you see that 39 is coming all the way into 44. Okay, so don't rush into it. Let it touch somewhere below here, and then you can do that too. Now, if you're using your PST, you can also do this on your daily. Okay, and you can see that's pretty much coming down into your HCL1 line. So, you know, if it does break down, we should kind of like find ourselves down here. That 28 level is that 58 level. Okay, so 58. And if we go even further below that, then we're going to get into those 50 zones there. So we'll see how things go. 58, be mindful of that. And on the weekly, 60, which is your 60,862. Right, those levels, they're going to be support. So if you're planning on buying, those are your buy levels. If it breaks below that on the pullbacks, Astro hours, you can short down further. Just be careful with the reaction. If it comes back up quickly, it's got buyers, so don't get caught in a sell, and don't sell against it. Wait, chill out, let the market settle down and reevaluate.